Hey everybody, recording this on a Sunday afternoon. Hope everybody is having a great weekend as you get ready to start your new week. I guess we are now, what are we into, our 11th month as we start February of the COVID, dealing with the COVID in the United States, and more than that worldwide, over a year now worldwide. And as we kind of hit these hurdles and get into a sort of longer time frame, I wanted to look back. I know we've talked about how obviously that like COVID has had a very damning effect on a lot of areas, but this is a commercial real estate block, and so we're going to talk about the effect it has on commercial real estate. And we've talked about before about some of that, but now that we're whatever almost a year out, I kind of want to look back at some of our thoughts on the office market and what that looks like and what we thought it was going to look like and what it's actually looked like since then. And kind of what spurred this was Dallas Morning News this past week, had an article about the extensive subleasing going on in the Dallas office market. As a matter of fact, at this time last year, and according to the article, at this time last year, there was about 6.2 million square feet of office space available for sublease in Dallas, and right now there's 9 million square feet. So obviously that's a huge jump. And so I kind of looked back and said, "Oh, what is that like for Austin?" For Austin, the last article I saw was from the Statesman, which was in November, and in November, the amount of office space that was subleasable in here in Austin was 3.2 million square feet. That is up from 1.1 million the previous year. Obviously, another huge jump. And I said, well, if that's happening in Texas, it must be happening nationwide. And so kind of looked back at, did some research on that, and nationwide right now we have about 163, this is I think as of November, 163 million square feet of office space that is subleasable. And I compared that with the height of the Great Recession back in 2009. There was 137 million square feet of office space that was subleasable. So by any measure, it certainly appears like the COVID has damaged office space leasing across the country, and especially here in Texas. So what does that mean? You know, when we first started doing this, there were a lot of sort of competing thoughts on what does that mean for, what is this going to mean for office? And at first I thought, oh, well, people are going to learn how to work at home, and so there'll be a less demand for office space. And so there could be a real dip in the demand for office space. And then I thought, well, as we kind of got into it, I'm like, well, but people still like to go to the office to congregate, and you know, now you want to be more spread out and have individual offices, so there actually may be an increase in demand. So we have these competing factors. So what does that mean? What does this data tell us now that's going to happen to the market going forward? I think it's probably too early to tell. It's kind of common in a downturn for there to be an increase in sublease, in office space sublease square footage available. But as the economy picks back up, that sublease space gets eaten up, as you could expect. So where are we on that curve? Is that going to get in the future? Is that office space, as we come back, as COVID, as we all get vaccinated, as COVID kind of starts to go away as an issue, will that office space naturally have this same cycle and get eaten up, or will there be that permanent decrease in demand for office space? I think we're too early to tell right now. It depends. That's the great lawyer answer, and I think it's just too soon to tell. So we'll find out. So I guess we'll check back in a few months. Thanks a lot. If you have any questions, give us a call, 512-614-0335. Thanks.